Okay, so I was having some issues with the tractor staying started. It would stay on for maybe 10 seconds, and then it would die out. Sounded like it was running out of gas. So I checked all sorts of things, and what I came down to look at was the fuel control module. It's located down here. You got to tear all this stuff apart, take this steering wheel off, all this to get to it. It's back down inside there. So anyway, when I got to it, I thought I was going to replace it or repair it, but it looked like it had been done. The part looked like it was fairly new. I've owned this tractor for maybe 2-3 years, and I'm not sure when it was replaced, but the part looked brand new, so I didn't think that was the issue. So the second thing I looked at was the actual electronic fuel valve, and that's located back inside there. So I tore this out. This is back in there, kind of oriented like this, underneath the gas tank. So this fuel line goes in one side and this comes out the other. So basically this thing has a little rubber, I don't know, like a little piston, I don't know what you're going to call it, that when you turn the key on, that little thing pulls back and lets the fuel flow between these two, and then when you shut the engine off, it automatically closes that valve. So what was happening was the valve, I would turn the key to on, I would hear this thing open, click, and then like within 5 seconds I'd hear another click, click, and this would close. So I don't know if this is a bad unit or if it is the actual fuel control module. I'm not sure. What I ended up doing is buying this, just a fuel shutoff valve, or a petcock, whatever you want to call it. It's a 1/4 inch on each side. The original fuel lines work. You can just basically connect it from this thing here, and then you connect it to both sides of this fuel control, or the shutoff valve. The one side that is, this hose is a little bigger. I think it's like a 8mm, and this hose is like a 5.5mm. So this one I needed a little extra clamp to seal it down a little bit, but so far it works fine. I just make sure to turn this valve off before I turn off the engine, because I have turned it off without turning this off, and it did backfire on me. So in order to remove this, you really don't even have to remove this thing. I ended up removing it because I thought it was connected to the fuel tank, and so I ended up tearing off the whole fuel tank, these straps and everything, and just to find out that this thing is just bolted on right here. So you probably don't even have to remove it if you don't want to. But that solved my issue. All I do is turn this fuel valve on when I'm ready to run it, and then before I turn off the engine, I shut it off and turn off the engine. So hopefully that can help some of you out there. Thanks.